Hi, there's a video here. This is an update, and I'm done with the icicle miner, by the way. So I've decided to have a bit more fun. Uh, in this case, I am going to space out my playtime in the period of 3 or 4 months, and not really rush the league too much in the first week or two, like I used to. I guess I'm also probably gonna talk about the build I'm doing right now because it's a stupid build, to be frank. It's not a build that I would make ordinarily, and I'm not sure if I can optimize it to the point where it's like, close to par with most of the other builds I've done so far. But at the same time, it's dealing with new tech that I haven't really thought about, and I think if I put this out there, probably someone will be able to give me more ideas, and I might actually make this into a working build. Yeah, so that makes it. Here we go. Let me find a map. It's a pretty dumb build right now because I have some issues with managing, like, I'm not going to outkit because there's some maps I can't do. Anyway, I'm only doing like T10s, T7 to T10s. I haven't really tried higher than that. I don't think I have the damage. I really need a cast on that portal, by the way. As you can tell, my life is absolutely absurdly low. And I'm a melee build. And if you check the top left hand corner, I'm stacking trauma, so I'm stacking trauma and self-poisoning. I'll run through the tech later, but for now, you just have to watch me like blunder my way through this map. If I die, I'll just stop the video, and not really stop the video, but just start talking about build rather than actually continuing the map because I don't want to walk all the way here. I don't wanna. I would like to have a cast on that portal actually, but I don't, so. Oh dear. Kids whining. That should be the end of the map. Maybe I'll do the metamorph or something for fun. We'll see. And take everything. Currency shards, catalysts. I'll just max out the whole fucking thing. This is probably where I kill myself. Getting close to it actually. I have to stop attacking. Okay. I had to stop attacking. So the maximum amount of stacks I can actually take on this build right now is about 60 something. If I go higher than that, I kill myself. The next item I probably need in order for that not to happen is a Progenesis, probably. Either that or just more HP pool. So let me talk about the build, about the mechanics, how it works, and etc. As you can tell, damage isn't like specifically amazing, but I'm pretty sure this can be scaled. I just don't know how to scale at the moment. But yeah, let's just go into it. This is 6 link, and this is Frenzy. This is Divergent Frenzy, because Divergent Frenzy gives you extra 1 additional nearby enemy target for quality, for 20 quality. So this basically gives me extra strikes. This is a Frenzy stacking Pathfinder. And what it's doing is that it's frenzy stacking and trauma stacking, right? So how this works is you have ruthless support linked to efficacy, Divergent Trauma, Fortify, Melee Physical, and Divergent Frenzy. Yeah. So let's talk about the mitigation, the way this build is able to survive. That is because it's using Tainter Pack. This is Khan's tech, to be frank. This is what Khan has been using to do his Bone Shatter Slayer. So I figured that you could kind of do it on the Pathfinder as well. Pathfinder is able to get, in a sense, Permaleech with this, which is Petrified Blood, and Worm's Mold. So Worm's Mold tech was something I got from Hatoka, I think. I was interested in incorporating into a build. I haven't really found a use for it until now. But at the same time, I do feel that you don't really need a Worm's Mold. I think eventually you get to a point where my leech is high enough that I don't need a Worm's Mold. I'm able to just sustain my have like 5-second leeches just with like total recovery from here and here and here. I think a 250% is enough, but I'll have to check. So what I'm doing right now is so I'm Pathfinder, right? So all my flasks are always up, and this is the flask that is always 100% up because this is the bismuth with like 13-second duration with only 15 use, 15 charge use, right? This means this is always going to be up, reuse at the end of last effect. So this is 15% of damage taken or hits is Leech's Life during effect. As long as I get hit, which is from Bone Shatter, or getting hit by mobs, etc., I will be leeching life. And then because I'm always leeching life in that way, Tainter Pack will take the chaos damage over time that I take, that I inflict on myself with poisons. So this is the Golden Rule. So the Golden Rule is reflecting poisons onto myself, and all that poison is basically regenerating my life. So as you can tell, I'm able to deal with the degen of from Petrified Blood, and as well as the hits from Bone Shatter. Now, obviously, if I have Progenesis, I will be able to take more Bone Shatter hits, like high amounts of Bone Shatter hits. Right now, at 60 charges, 60 trauma charges. If I go to 70 or 80, I will one-shot myself. I will kill myself because the hits I'm taking is more than the HP pool I have right now, and more than the mitigation I have. So let's talk about the mitigation altogether. If you can see, my armor is at 24,000, but with flask up, it goes to 72, and with some conditionals up, it goes up to 100, right? Oh, not already 100, maybe 90. And how this works is because I'm using both Determination and Grace. So Determine, Grace, and Petrified Blood. And then I'm using Iron Reflexes as well as 2 flasks. So Jade Flask and Granite Flask, the uptime is pretty high. It's not permanent. If I'm not attacking stuff, or if I'm not killing stuff, this is not permanent. So I have to try to find a way to increase duration even more. I think I need better flasks. But for now, in the mapping I'm doing, this is fine. As you can tell, you see the flasks have stopped because when I'm just by myself without killing stuff, it doesn't sustain itself fully. Yeah. Anyway, Pathfinder, you get these 2 flasks. Armor gets really, really high. I think it's also possible to drop Iron Reflexes and drop Grace and go Basalt. I haven't tested that yet. But I think the problem with Basalt is the uptime, right? Because Basalt is like 40%, is it? Around there? Yeah. Anyway, alright, let's talk about the 3 ascendancies. You're going for Nature's Adrenaline for the 3 charges a second. This is to make sure you have permanent uptime. You have Nature's Boon as well, which is utility flask applied to you, have 30% increased effect. Huh. I wonder if it's possible to drop this and just go with this. Duration, charges gain. I think it is, you know, but that's just 10%, so you do lose 20%. Anyway, yeah, I went for this because all the flasks are basically rares, so you get 30% on everything. When I do get a Progenesis, maybe this won't be as useful. Maybe I'll just go for these 2 instead, but we'll see. Anyway, for now, let's talk about the 3. It pops to here. You get Charisma because it's one of the best reservation nodes. You go here for the socket, you go here for life and evasion, and you go here for frenzy charges and life, here for poison, here for suppression. I don't have cap suppression at the moment. I have suppression at about 60 something. It will probably take me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points in order to get cap suppression. I'll have to see how I'm going to free up points to do that. Accuracy here, I'm not sure if I need this anymore. Well, I might just drop this. Actually, what? Let me just do this and see if it's okay. But then I add suppression. Probably this, and I will have about 82%. This is plus 10, so that is 92%. Okay. Let's find the last remaining 10% elsewhere. Yeah. Anyway, parting here, your frenzy charges as well, life, poisons. You have faster poisons here. I'm not sure if this is required, but I have added this for now. You part here to get flask, and here you get suppression, life here. You go for here as well for damaging elements. Deal faster, as well as this node, which is very good. 15% increased skill effect duration affects your bone shatter durations, and the duration of elements affects your poison durations. You go here for the frenzy charges as well, max frenzy charges as well as minimum frenzy charges, as well as damage per frenzy charge. This is like really good. 100% increased charge duration is to counteract snakebite. Path here, and you get the life nodes, you get iron reflexes, and the axe nodes. Down here, I might be able to remove this. We'll see. I'm not sure if I still need the splash, but for now, I'll just keep it as it is. Probably don't need the splash because I do have poison proliferation. But if I do remove this, I will have to get mana reservation here, so that's 3 points, and then the rest of the points can go elsewhere into more defensive stuff. I haven't really figured this build out yet, but it's just getting the proof of concept in order before I like make improvements. If this build like sucks ass, I don't bother, but I think for now it's showing some promise. So let's talk about itemization. The reason why I got on Soul Taker is because Soul Taker's attack speed is really high. I think it's more expensive now, but when I bought it, it was like 4.5 divines. The two reasons why I use Soul Taker instead of any other weapon is because, well, you can't use swords. Maces, there's no nodes nearby because you're Pathfinder. So axes are like the only logical path to take. So with axes, you can go for a rare definitely, but I think Soul Taker pretty much will take the, will be very hard to beat for a long while. And the two reasons for it is it has very good base attack speed, so that's 1.88. That's not too bad. That's like if you get another like couple % from the enchantment, the harvest enchant, it probably pushes up to 1.9 or something, like 1.9 something. Secondly, as well, is because insufficient mana doesn't prevent your melee attacks. If you see right now, the cost is 36 mana, and this is 22 mana. So I still have a mana pool, right? Even when I cast this. Well, kind of. No, actually, no, I don't have a mana pool. But it will take whatever mana you have, and then you exhaust it. But you can basically skip a reservation with this axe, and you don't have to worry too much about your leech for your attacks. So that's why Soul Taker is like really good. Physical damage can chill is also pretty helpful because it is a pretty decent defensive layer. You're doing a lot of physical damage because of trauma stacks. Let's go to the armor pieces. So the helm, I'm trying to get Fizz taken as an implicit, but I haven't rolled it yet. So this is what it is. This cost me 10C, by the way. This shield cost me about 50 chaos, which is and has 20 physical damage taken as fire, as well as a pretty high amount of armor. So this is 2.1k armor. And the reason why I've gone for this shield is quite straightforward. By taking, so like if you have the more physical taken as ally you have, the lesser size of the physical hit you're going to take, which means armor is going to be more and more effective, right? And if I'm stacking like a 90k armor, this helps to mitigate. All right, so for amulet, obviously Tainted Pact, this enables your regeneration. It's mostly for that. Winter Weave is because you're going to self-chill. When you have physical damage taken as cold, it chills yourself. So this is why I've gone for Winter Weave. And then this is just some random 6 thing that cost me 5 chaos. I threw 1 or 2 essences on it to get the resistances, and that's pretty much it. Ming's Heart is because you're getting Fizz's extra chaos. Almost all your damage is physical as a base, so you're getting like 50% more damage this way for your poisons. And you also get pretty decent chaos resistance. Unfortunately, you lose quite a bit of life. You go from like 3.4 to 3. I might consider dropping this just to, get more life and more tankiness, but we'll see for now. I think this is okay as it is. This cost me 4C. And the other the Winter Weave is just 1C, by the way. Snakebite, I picked it off the ground. But yeah, the only reason why you go for this is because you get 2% attack speed per frenzy charge, so that's 16% attack speed, and you get 6% increased accuracy rating per frenzy charge. So that's 36% accuracy rating as well, and 60% chance to poison while max frenzy charges means you will have 100% chance to poison, with the minimum amount of investment on your tree itself, right? And then you also get like 40% damage over time multiplier for poison per friend, to altogether, and that's the reason I go for snake bite. Okay, Worm's Molt is just to ensure that your leech hits cap, right? You hit the leech cap, which will give you 5-second leeches. Right? If you don't have 5-second leeches, there's no overlap, and you don't have a Tinder Pack may kill you, right? No, Tinder Pack won't activate for a long period, and this may kill you, right? The poisons may kill you. The last one is Dark Ray Vectors. So Dark Ray Vectors gives you evasion rating, which you're going to turn into armor because of the Iron Reflexes. You also have max frenzy charges. You also have movement speed per frenzy charge. You also have reduced frenzy charge duration, which together with this reduces your frenzy charges by a lot. But because of that passive, we go here. You override that. Yeah. So that's all the gear and itemization for the build. Let's talk about the flask. Writhing Jar is just to keep up targets to hit if I need to. I'm pretty sure if I can afford it, I'll swap this out with a Progenesis. Right now, I am not selling my Apothecary card yet because usually start of the league first week it's not that expensive. Maybe week 2 or week 3 it goes up to like double. So I'm just gonna wait on it for now. Yeah, but if I could get a Progenesis, that'd be cool. Then I have Bismuth Blast just to deal with the resistances. I'm using a lot of uniques. There's not a lot of resistances on my gear, so this helps mitigate the fact that I don't have a lot of resistances on me. I've enchanted this with the damage taken from his leech's life during effect. This is the flask that's up the most. You can tell, as you can see, it's always up. You'll never have a situation where it's not up, and because the charge use is low and the duration is very high, right? Okay, let's go to the next flask. Obviously, it's going to be Jade and Granite, and duration is good because it helps you keep up uptime. And then you have the last one, which is Quicksilver with attack speed. Same with all the flasks, you want duration so that you can keep it up more often. That's all there is to the build. I do wanna at some point try Flicker Strike, but the problem is this Snake Bite doesn't work with Flicker Strike. You lose the 60% chance to poison, so it's a bit iffy at the moment. I might not run Flicker Strike at all and just do Frenzy. Frenzy has the added benefit of having 1 extra strike target, which I think is amazing. And also you get 5% more attack speed per frenzy charge, so that's 40% more attack speed altogether. If I get a Snake Bite with the implicit, that is going to be a 45% more attack speed. Unfortunately, the attack damage doesn't do anything for the poisons. But then again, if you look at the sockets for this, so this is Ruthless Support, Efficacy. Okay, efficacy is kind of meh for that, but Ruthless Support, Diamond Trauma, Fortify, Melee Physical, all this adds to your attack damage as well, not just your poison damage. So yeah, I think this would be an interesting build to keep building, and like hopefully I will get something working out of this to showcase. But for now, I'm just gonna enjoy this build. I think it's pretty fun, although half the time, if you look at my chat, I'm like I haven't died that much, to be honest, but for a period of time it was like Uber Jaeger has committed suicide, like a whole page of committed suicide. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys around, and peace. I'm out.